Paul in Kentucky. Did the Larry King get away from the bad premise? Paul in Kentucky, what's up?
Oh, I really enjoyed that Pat Sajak interview.
Thank you, my friend. Yeah, I like the Sage, and he's just put us on in Annapolis. Let me see if my memories are KNV or something.
No, KNAV.
KNAV. WNAV.
Excuse me. I'm on the West Coast, but I can't tell you what time.
Go ahead, Paul.
I didn't know he got his start in Vietnam.
Yeah.
I wonder if he should have been in the Deer Hunter hosting those roulette games.
You mean, yeah, I like that.
Now that's a funny joke, Paul. Let me take a second and laugh at that.
I'll take
Sal,
chamber.
Let the kid have his moment.
Chamber 1.
Why do you bit hobo on a civilian? Let the kid.
I can't help myself.
Let the kid have his moment, Paulie. That was a solid joke.
Oh well, thank you.
Salmon was trying to. God, this joke is my joke. This joke is your joke. But that was all you. And by the way, so was what was that joke that we did a couple weeks ago that you're still taking claim for? And it wasn't the case. It was a viral or something investments.
Over the counter.
Yeah, over the counter something was. Jesus, Paul, help me out. Talk about something.
Okay, well, I've been noticing the coverage of the media has been a little less Obama friendly. With these off-year elections, I wonder if you think maybe the worm is starting to turn a little bit.
They're ashamed, man. They have to use this Fox poll camera thing because it's the only way that they can maintain what they're going to say is street cred, journalistic street cred, but it's the least invested way they can do it. They're in the bag for them. They know it. They'll be back soon. They'll come and rescue them as the cavalry. Nobody's taking a serious shot at them. Nobody's saying you don't want to turn $1.2 trillion over to this guy. They're going to nibble around the fringes of the cookie and say, if Fox can't come in, we won't come in. You know what? If Fox doesn't come in, nobody sees the damn thing because nobody else watches anywhere else. Of course they got to let Fox in. They're the, I guess the other networks view them as the lost leader now. Not the loss for Fox, but for them, they've got to accept it because they're the icebreaker that gets anybody to come to the TV anymore. Thanks, Paul in Kentucky. Let's go to Tim in Colorado. He's got some thoughts on Pelosi, the worst human in the world. What's up, Tim?
Well, Dennis, I'm with you on not agreeing with the health care plan, but it seems total hypocrisy that she'll fly back and forth across the country once a week in an Air Force 757 with her grandkids. Can't she find a more economical way to get across the country than that?
No, listen, she figures if she's going to saddle her grandkids with $1.2 trillion in debt, they're going to at least get some rides out of it. Listen, she's a bad human being. I'm not saying misguided. I'm not saying a true believer. I think she is malevolent. I think she is a karma compromiser. She's one of those people you don't want in your life because the malevolence drips into your life. Just a bad dame. The worst I've seen in public life in my 56 years. Linda in Washington, what's up?
Oh, hi. I just wanted to make the point. We are totally against health care, but for reasons nobody has ever brought up. My husband's company paid $500 for him and $500 for me for health care, all the companies, over a 35-year period. Yes. We hardly ever went to the doctor. We kept healthy. We ate healthy. We took good care of ourselves. And a time came up when I actually had to go to the doctor when we didn't have health care, and all we had to pay was $100 or maybe $130, $140 at the most. I told them we didn't have health care, and they went ahead and gave us a 40% discount at the doctor's office. If you don't have any kind of insurance, they give you a discount. Nobody's been bringing this out. Number two, it's the hospitals that are driving the bills up. You can't go and spend 3 days in a hospital. You get a bill for $6,000 or $7,000.
Right. Well, Linda, you are the voice of the masses, I believe. And guess what? In some odd way, Barack Obama and David Axelrod and Rahm Emanuel have deemed you to be radical. But to me, you're just a sweet lady who's played the rules, and now you're being told you got to kick in for other people who haven't played by the rules. It's unbelievable. We've fallen through the bunny hole here. Thanks for venting, Linda. It was good to hear your voice. Now, that is the person, not Bill Ayers, not the Weather Underground, not all these people. He's just a guy in my neighborhood. These are the people they've deemed to pick out and say, here's the problem in America right now. These are the nuts. Pelosi, indeed. These are the swastika bearers. It's just, throw the bums out. Start today. Let's all meet here tomorrow and hope there's a party. I don't think we're going to get 3 out of 3 because I think the Dems in New Jersey are just going to steal it. But we might get 2 out of 3, and let's meet here tomorrow and realize that ladies like our last caller and gentlemen who marry ladies like our last caller comprise a big portion of this country. They played by the rules, and they don't want to get stuck with some other idiot's debt because they didn't play by the rules. Now, you think that woman, if you went to her and said, listen, we've got some seriously helpless people out there, you think that sweet voice would turn them down? Of course she would. I don't know what she'd give. Maybe she didn't have the money. You know, she'd bake something for a bake sale, but immediately they're the bad guys. They don't care about the poor. Did you ever get the feeling that there's some people in the poor community who, aren't a heartbreak? That there's some people out there who have just chosen to go off the rails, and if you're going to claim Darwinianism on one part of it, at the other side of it, you have to say help the helpless, forget the clueless. If they don't want to get it together, they're going to get fed on. How's about that? You know, these people who claim Darwinism all the time and intelligent design, that's crazy. I believe in Darwin. Well, you know what Darwin said about the weak species? At some point, if some guy out there wants to get high for his entire life, do you think women like that last woman should have to kick in at the end of their life after they haven't even tapped the well? Not the end of her life, I don't want to sound morbid, but later in life, they haven't even gone in capriciously and used it, and now they're being told that they got to come in, and it's because some cat doesn't want to quit smoking dope, or an equivalent story like that. She's got to kick in on their plight now. Listen, there's a way to say that. Maybe I'm a little angry right now, but I think I can condense it down and just tell you, I think all of America, it's a good-hearted nation, and 99% of it wants to help the helpless. The clueless, enough. Go be clueless on your own time. Leave me alone. I'm fighting over here. You should fight too.
The Dennis Miller Show.